enjoyed your mood board. I thought it had a very nice, clean aesthetic, which stems from your graphic design background. I thought all the elements that were in it were nice and cohesive, and they all looked like they belonged together. I really liked that I wasn't too overwhelmed with color, but you still provided variety with your grayscale, as well as adding that accent color of yellow. I thought this first challenge was a really nice insight to your personality, and I'm excited to see how you expand upon that throughout the competition. Overall, a really good job, and I'm excited to see what you do next.
Hey Umrin, I just went through your mood board and video for Release Your Inner Awesome. My initial reaction is I love this presentation. It's modern, fresh, clean, cohesive. I like everything from the font that you use to how you set up the imagery within the board to the color palette off to the side. I think the yellow, white, gray, and black work perfect for this kind of urban grunge graphic show that you've created. Maybe even a little bit of hot pink, but not necessary. This still looks really, really nice. I like that you are able to use Illustrator and Photoshop. Those are going to be really helpful with any type of design you do in the future. I would like to see a little bit more graffiti, because I think that graffiti is just, it's artwork just the same as any other type of painting. It can be really beautiful. You have a great process of researching and webbing. And I think in the future, I would like to see how you use your knowledge to create actual uniforms, flags, and props. This all looks great on the mood board. I would like to see how it looks on actual products for band.
Hi Marissa, I love the theme of your mood board, and I loved how politically current it was. I think that using your theme, survival versus extinction, to tie into climate change and greenhouse gases and global warming is very important, because it's a theme that everybody is experiencing and that affects everybody in the world. The one thing I would add is when you're dealing with topics of duality, so black and white, fire and ice, the more contrast, the better. The more that you can make those two items seem more different, the better it's going to play for you in the long run. Really good job with this challenge, and I'm excited to see where you go in the competition.
Hey Marissa. So I just went through your videos and looked through your mood board for Extinction Survival. All right, so I like the video that you did with the music. It would be great for a show preview for the school or for the program. It's very thoughtful and cohesive. In your mood board, we've got different types of tones that absolutely make me think of the setting that you're trying to portray. We've got the rust, we've got the green and the mustard color, we've got the blue obviously for the ocean, all very much earth tones that are understandable what you're trying to get across. I also like the handwritten text and the we. That could be really cool out on the field, like either on a prop or somehow incorporating that lettering into a uniform. It looks like you did a really good job to portray the mood, which is what we were looking for. I would say next time I would like to see a little bit more ideas of what you would do as far as costuming and flags and maybe props, things like that, because those also create a big visual impact in the show. I mean, you can make or break a show with a good or bad costuming, but I think you're right on track with the color palette that you used, and you're passionate about it. Obviously, this is something that is important to you, and you can see the passion and that you worked really hard on it.
Hi Lexi, I thought you had a very fun concept with your mood board, and it's super relatable. We've all been to the movies and we all know what that feeling is, going to our favorite movie on a Friday night with all of our friends. I really enjoyed how you used the fabric choices to show different themes within your mood board. The one thing that I would say is try to make all the elements in your mood board a little bit more seamless. The way that you integrated the color palette into the film roll is a great example. Try to make sure that every single part of your mood board is a part of the overall design so that everything looks a little bit more cohesive. I had a lot of fun looking at your submission, and I can't wait to see what you do with the rest of the competition.
Hey Alexandra, I just went through your mood board and your videos for Night at the Movies. I like your approach to your creative thinking with the idea webbing. I think that is a smart, sound way to brainstorm, so you are looking at all kinds of aspects of the show. You chose a very recognizable color palette with the gold, blue, and red. that definitely makes me think of A Night at the Movies. You did like red on the chairs and, the red carpet. And the gold makes me think of awards and popcorn. And the blue makes me think of movie lights and more of that kind of royal vibe. You picked different items like film strips. People will absolutely know what the show is about with what you've chosen. Also try to think of maybe other things that are not so obvious, so it doesn't give the audience every detail, but it still goes with the movie theme. Like, think outside the box a little bit, but this is a great start. And I really like how you set your mood board up. It's understandable, easy to read, and it's organized.
Hi Julian, I think you had a lot of good elements within your submission, and I think it was very, very bold of you to do 2 full design concepts. And on the direct flip side of that, sometimes less is more. As I was going through your submission, I sometimes found it a little hard to piece everything together and to see the overall picture because I could only see one image at a time. Seeing that you were showing me moderate and high, low prices for everything, giving me all these different options, seems as if you were trying to sell me a show that I wanted to see and not as if you were showing me the show that you designed. I think you have a lot of great things going for you, and I can't wait to see what you do next.
Hi Julian. So I just went through your mood board and I made some notes about it. First thing is, I like how you hit all aspects of the full show concept, and you were very organized about the budget, the music, the costuming. You're looking at the whole picture. In your Back to the Future theme that you did, I like that you chose the costume from Styleplus with the bell sleeves. It's in keeping with the time, but it has a little bit of a modern twist with the color and the pattern on it. I also like the costume you chose, the black one, where you said that you could change out the laces in the front, which that's a great idea. It's a little detail that could go a long way. Also, you kind of looked outside the box and you found that kind of Bach-looking ascot ruffle, which is a great idea. Like, those are great add-ons for any type of costume and be impactful for the overall design. I like the stylized choices in the fabric and the hair and the mask and the purple swing flag with the gold ornamentation. All looks great. You also did an indoor show, Love Letter. I like the creative origami floor. That's different. I haven't seen that before. I'm not sure of the logistics of pulling that off, the kids being able to fold it up, but hopefully you'd figure it out. And then I like the delicate costume you did with the floral skirt and the delicate color scheme with the pink and gold. It's lovely. And then with a little bit of lace texture, it really works. And then you got the blue pop of floor. I think that would all look really cohesive together. All right, thanks.
Hi George, looking at your mood board, I saw that there were a lot of elements and it made it look very fun and very high energy. The fact that you used all of those elements shows that you're aware of the plethora of tools that are available to make your design work for you. One thing that I do wish is that it was a little bit more cohesive and that it told a story right off the bat. I also wish we got to hear you talk about your design and see just how you bridge these pieces together. From what it looks, you have a lot in your arsenal, and I'm so excited to see what you're going to do with that in the future.
Hey George, so I just went through your mood board, and the first thing that stood out to me was your mood board looks very professional. It's very clean, organized, easy to read. I love that. It also looks like you have a good understanding of the science of design, color, texture, pattern, and how those all play into executing a beautiful show. I like that you incorporated in flags and costumes and different elements of inspiration that would be key for your show. The one thing is, I am not actually sure what the show is. I'm going to guess, because you did such a good job on the mood board, that this has something to do with springtime, because we've got the flowers and the pinks and yellows and blues, and it's a refreshing palette, almost a pastel. So that is one I'm going to guess to be your theme based upon your board. But I really like where you're going. You're definitely in the right direction.
Hi Allison, I love that first and foremost you go to fashion for inspiration, because after all, a costume is just a fashion piece used to elevate a storyline. I really love how detail-oriented you make yourself seem to be, even matching the background to the theme of your overall design. I really appreciated the fact that you did acknowledge that some fabrics and textures will not work in a costume for the marching arts. I think that type of awareness is so important in a designer because it helps them know what tools exactly will help them pull off their design. The one thing that I do wish was that your 2 pieces of your mood board were combined together so that I could look at the color schemes and palettes and textures with those fashion inspirations that you did pull from. Overall, a really excellent job, and I really enjoyed this one.
Hey Allison, so I just went through your mood board and videos for Into the Deep. The first thing that stood out to me is the images you chose that were very much high-end fashion related. The big silhouettes and headpieces and ruffles and crazy fabrics, they're like basically walking pieces of artwork. And I love the idea of trying to incorporate that into marching band. We just have to remember that realistically, we have to put kids in garments they can move around and dance in. So maybe we could find a way for some band parents to make some creative headpieces or big ruffles on the shoulders and stuff that kind of gives you inspiration. Your fabrics also are really nice that they mimic your theme, like the ruffles on the blue fabric. It looks like flowing water, and you've got the kind of coral fabric. Your color palette is nice. You got your blues, you got a sea foam and a seaweed green, red, coral, and more of a lime green. I think that they all work really nicely together and kind of bring home that whole water theme. It's clear what you're going for. In the future, maybe give us a little bit more of what you would like to see, a few more details and things that would relate to marching band.
Hi Ethan, looking back at your mood board, what really sold me was how you explained your design through storytelling. I really enjoyed your personal commitment to contrast throughout your mood board, from the colors, to the textures of the fabrics, even from the character development from the folktale that you were pulling from. I think you did an excellent job of showing your personality through this design, and I can't wait to see what you do next.
Hey Ethan, I just went through your videos and mood board for Legend of Koi. I really liked the show concept and the plot of the story. You were very thorough in your research and your knowledge of this show, so what you implemented in makes sense with the fabrics that you picked and doing the Japanese and Art Deco. That took some research and thoughtfulness, and that's going to go a long way. Your color palette I love because you picked blue and orange, which are complementary colors, and then you picked orange and yellow, which are analogous colors. Also, the fabrics that you chose were really refined, and they have a flowiness to them, like the water and the gold with the dragon. It all works together. I do enjoy the costuming that you picked. I don't know if I would have picked that first off, but then after your explanation, it made perfect sense. And it's more refined, like it's thoughtful. It's not the first thing that somebody would pick, and I like that. It's a fresh new take on this theme. I think that in the future, I would like to see even more from you. Let's do some flags and let's maybe get some props in there. But as far as a mood board, this is very successful. I understand exactly what you're going for, and I really like it.
And just like that, the designers have taken their first step towards the title of Styleplus Next Designer. And keep up with all the competing contestants by visiting... Is this? Roll a clip.
Hello there, people of the marching arts design world. You may not know who I am just yet, but I'm thrilled to say that I'll soon be entering the arena to be the next designer. I have about 6 seasons of experience in the marching arts. I'm a drum major who has participated in drum corps, and I also teach leadership and conducting. I currently work in a candy store, which is great because I'm a sweet tooth. I have a lovely pet snake, and I'm an aspiring character designer and storyboard artist. I've loved art ever since I could hold a pencil, and now I'm nearing the end of my gap year to study animation and character design in college this fall. This entire contest is right up my alley, combining the two things I love most. I'll be hopping on board for the next challenge, and I can't wait to get started.
Bet you didn't see that coming. Because I did not. Join us in the next episode where we'll announce the top designers for this week's challenge. In the meantime, visit styleplus.tv to cast your vote for your favorite designer and to help them on their journey towards the title and the contract with Styleplus.